What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Leano Samwinga, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys 3 tips that you can use to enhance your trading. So it's 2021 in a couple of days. It's about getting to that next level, and this video is really going to help you to level up to that next level. Let's apply momentum from 2020 into the year 2021, because how you end the year is how you start the year. If you end the year on a positive, you'll start the year on a positive. So let's use that idea, to our advantage. So I'd also like to say I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because this will most likely be the last video of the year 2020. So I want to give you guys those greetings. So without further ado, we're going to start the video right here. So the first tip which you should implement, this is a practical tip as well, is to create a trading plan. So creating a plan is an essential part of trading, really. Well, for me it is anyway. Think of it like how an athlete would go into, or a sports team, would go into a game knowing the plan, knowing the tactics of how they're going to approach that game. That's what I used, and I just applied that into my own trading, right? We can apply those practical steps and build ourselves a plan which is tailored to the way that we think, the way that we, approach things, our perspectives. Apply that and build a trading plan which is based around that. So what I've done is applied that same concept of a game plan, and this is what I use to go through before I take a trade. So there are some things that I want to recommend to you to include in your trading plan. So the first one would be to have a portfolio of go-to setups. So go-to setups are like the setups which fit the plan that you trade, and setups which fit the method that you trade as well. So what I've done is I've got a lot of screenshots of past trades which I've taken live and trades which I've taken while backtesting, and I've got the ones that played out and the ones that didn't. And in all, I've created myself a portfolio of all those different screenshots, so I can see where they played, where they haven't played, and why they've played and why they haven't played. So the next section of my trading plan is the pre-trade checklist. So this is just a checklist of 5 questions that I asked myself before taking a trade. And again, it's not about the trade ticking all the ticks to the checklist. It's about the ticks which it does tick. So some questions which you might want to be asking yourself is this a go-to setup? If yes, then it's sort of a green light to go, but you need to make sure it fits the other ones. So other questions which you might want to be asking yourself are, have I backtested this pair, and have I collected sufficient data on this pair to be able to actually even come and trade this pair? The final section, not the final section, but another section which you can include is a rules section. So this is just a basic rule book which you can apply in your trading. So things like do not take trades after 8 p.m, which is a rule which I have applied to myself. This is just mainly because the markets become a bit abstract after that time, so I don't really want to be entering the markets when they're, in their most abnormal state. Another rule which you can include is don't enter a trade which I haven't forecasted for. Then you'll really start to narrow down on your plan, become a bit more disciplined in your trading, because it shows that you have to be on the ball, forecasting for these things and planning for them in advance, so that when you do take them, it's like it's eased when you take the trades. I've made a whole video on this. I'll probably leave a link in the description, and if I forget to by any chance, you can go up on my profile. There will be a video on forecasting right there. So you need to be willing to actually put together a trading plan. This may take from a couple of hours, depending on how basic and how simple it is, to a couple of weeks just of collecting data and putting it all into one big game plan. So before you even ask in the comments, can I copy your trading plan? It just won't work for you, because everyone's approach to the market is different. So it won't benefit you for me to give you my plan, if that makes sense to you, because the plan that I have is tailored to me and my personality and my approach to the markets. So you need to tailor yours to you, because remember, it's your trading journey, it's you. You need to be willing to put in the work to build yourself a game plan. So the second tip which I want to recommend to you is another practical tip, and it's about documenting your trading journey. So there are 2 app recommendations which I want to go through. The first one is Apple Notes. This comes on an iPhone if you have an iPhone. If you have a Mac, it'll be there as well. And it's just the basic Notes app. Now, I use this from trading stuff. For example, I'll take screenshots of all the trades which I'm taking. And I even use it for daily goals and everyday notes and reminders. So you can use this for every area of your life. It's not just about trading, which is what I did also mention. You can apply some of these steps in other areas of your life that you want to improve on. The next app which I want to recommend is Notion. Now Notion, a lot of you might be familiar with this app. It's a hugely renowned note-taking app, and it's available on the web browser and it's available in an app form. So I've used this for a long time with my trading journey, just to really document things. My trading plan is based on Notion, and it's really good because it has a lot of different tools which can help you structure things much better. Now, why I made the switch from Notion to Apple Notes isn't really justified, but it was just a personal opinion. It was a personal choice. You can do whichever one you want. There's also Evernote, which a lot of people are fond of. Evernote, which is what I actually started using at the beginning of my journaling and my documentation of my trading journey. Another way which isn't really well used, which isn't really commonly used either, is to journal on YouTube or on Instagram. So social media journaling isn't effective if you're more of a shy person who wants to keep their things private. But if you want to document things as you go along, for other people to learn off off the mistakes and the good things that you've done, then social media journaling is definitely for you. So it's sort of like a timeline, right? Because you can look back on, say, an Instagram post, you can see the dates, and if you start to build that huge portfolio of different dates, it creates yourself a timeline. So you can say, right, on this day I was here in my journey, then on this day I was here, and you can start to see your progress over time. It's the same thing with YouTube, right? I've been doing YouTube for a couple of months now, started, Q2 2020, so I can look back on my first videos and say, right, I've grown so much. I've even probably done maybe 20 videos on this channel this year. I haven't been the most into YouTube. I've been a bit busier this year, but 2021 I definitely want to include a lot more film and have a lot more YouTube videos uploaded on this channel. So the last tip which I want to give to you, it is also a very good one, is to find a trading community full of like-minded people who have similar goals and who have a similar passion to you. Now, I've got a lot of experience in this one, so I can tell you that it has worked to my advantage very well. You need to also be aware of a trading group that's just there to profit from you and who's just there to seek advice from you and who isn't actually doing anything to favor you. You should also try and stay independent so that you're not relying on them for motivation and everything else. You can actually motivate yourself and be a self-motivator, because it's your trading journey and it's your life. So at the end of the day, no one's going to live it for you. You have to be able to do things yourself, take certain steps yourself, make certain decisions without asking anyone else constantly for other opinions. One of the pros of being in a community is that you can have different perspectives, right? So think of it like this. If you are the only person, bringing in ideas because you're the only one, you don't have a community, then that perspective is quite narrow unless you're a lateral thinker, which is something which I grew and adapted to becoming. You need to, in a community, you have a lot of different perspectives. Think of it like a round table. If everyone's putting in things to discussion, then you're going to have a lot more ideas and a lot more value being brought to the table compared to if it was just one person. So in trading, however, this can be easily misused, because what happens is you start taking trades that other people are sending in who with actually no reason, and you end up banking on them to actually, take different trades. And in my plan, I even state clearly, don't take trades that other people have told me to take. This is simply because my strategy is very self-inflicted, and it's very personalized, in which no one else can really have a trade that fits my plan because of the way I like to trade. So that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you are gonna even start to apply some of these practical steps into your own journey, into your own trading journey, into your own life and other areas of life which you're looking to improve on. So on a last note, I wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's start to bring some of the momentum from the back end of 2020 right back into 2021 and start the first quarter of the brand new year with a lot of good things and a lot of progress to be made.